Chaco Culture National Historical Park, New Mexico. Hello and welcome to this channel. Today we're going to talk about the great houses of Chaco Canyon. This is part 4 of our ongoing series. Be sure to check out the other videos if you haven't already. During the peak of their civilization, between roughly 850 and 1250 CE, the ancestral Pueblo people built large multi-story apartment complexes in Chaco Canyon. These are the great houses. The largest of these complexes included hundreds of rooms spread out over multiple floors, and even contained plazas and kivas. Now, there were many different great houses within Chaco Canyon. We'll cover them all today, but first, let's take a brief look at the history of the area. The Chaco Canyon is located near the southern edge of the Navajo Nation in northwest New Mexico. The canyon was formed by the Chaco River, which runs from east to west. Along the river's course are several tributaries that form natural alcoves or fins. Over time, the ancestral Pueblones chose to build their homes within these protective structures. They made use of the natural materials available to them, namely stone, clay, and wood. From the earliest occupations during the pre-pottery Neolithic period, the ancestral Pueblones built small pit houses within the fins of the Chaco Canyon. This pattern of construction continued up until the Pueblo III period, when they began building above-ground structures. By the Pueblo III period, Chaco Canyon was becoming a significant cultural and ceremonial center for the ancestral Pueblo. Some scholars have suggested that Chaco Canyon served as a kind of capital for the entire region during this time. One of the most notable features of the great houses are their unique architectural elements. For example, the walls of the buildings were made from a mixture of clay and stone, known as adobe. The roofs were flat and made from wood and stone. Many of the rooms had wooden beams that were intricately carved with geometric and zoomorphic designs. The great houses also featured a variety of architectural innovations, such as the use of stairs and ladders to connect different levels of the buildings, and the use of a system of interior light courts and passageways to create a sense of openness and airiness within the structures. Chaco Canyon is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is also included in the Four Corners and Bears Ears regions. The ruins of the great houses are some of the most well-preserved examples of ancestral Pueblo architecture and engineering. Despite the fact that much of the original material has eroded away, the remains of the great houses still stand as a testament to the ingenuity of the ancestral Pueblones. So let's go ahead and start exploring the great houses. Our first stop will be Chaco Canyon, which means gray salt in English. It is the best preserved great house in Chaco Canyon. At its peak, the population of Chaco Canyon was estimated to be around 600 residents. The site covers an area of 36 acres and consists of 5 main buildings laid out along a north-south axis. The buildings are 3 stories tall and are connected by a series of stairways and corridors. The site also includes a number of smaller structures, including storage rooms, workshops, and outdoor ceremonial areas. The architecture of Chaco Canyon is characterized by its massive stone walls, flat roofs, and intricately carved wooden beams. The rooms are spacious and well ventilated, and the layout of the structure is designed to maximize the use of natural light. One of the most notable features of Chaco Canyon is the series of stairs and ladders that connect the different levels of the buildings. These structures were essential to the design of the city, as they allowed the inhabitants to move easily between the different levels. The stairs and ladders were made from wood and were expertly crafted to ensure their stability and durability. Another interesting feature of Chaco is the system of interior courts and passageways. This created a sense of openness and airiness within the structure and allowed for natural light to penetrate deep into the interior spaces. The layout also facilitated the movement of people and goods throughout the city. The artifacts found at Chaco provide insights into the daily life of the ancestral Pueblos. These include tools, pottery, baskets, and other items made from natural materials. The site also yielded a number of petroglyphs and other forms of artwork that depict the religious beliefs and cultural practices of the time. Our next stop is Pueblo Bonito, which means beautiful town in English. At its peak, the population of Pueblo Bonito was estimated to be around 2,500 residents. The site covers an area of 79 acres and consists of over 800 rooms, spread across 33 major buildings, arranged in a series of concentric blocks. The buildings are up to 4 stories tall and are connected by a network of ladders, stairways, and passageways. There are also a number of plazas and courtyards throughout the site. The architecture of Pueblo Bonito is similar to that of Chaco, with massive stone walls, flat roofs, and intricate wooden beams. However, Pueblo Bonito is more complex in terms of its layout and design. The use of multiple building blocks and the extensive network of stairs and passageways make it one of the most intricate examples of ancestral Pueblo architecture. Pueblo Bonito was occupied for several centuries, and the various building blocks reflect the growth and development of the city over time. The earliest structures date back to the Pueblo III period, while the later buildings were constructed during the Pueblo Classic period. One of the most interesting features of Pueblo Bonito is the series of murals that were discovered within the structure. The paintings depict a variety of scenes, including religious ceremonies, everyday life, and representations of celestial bodies. These murals are considered to be some of the finest examples of ancestral Pueblo art and provide valuable insights into the culture and beliefs of the time. And now we come to the largest of the great houses, Pueblo del Arroyo, meaning town in the creek. At its peak, the population of Pueblo del Arroyo was estimated to be around 2,000 residents. The site covers an area of 118 acres and consists of over 1,200 rooms spread across 40 major buildings. The buildings are up to 5 stories tall and are arranged in a linear pattern along the banks of the Chaco River. The site also includes a number of smaller structures, including storage rooms, workshops, and outdoor ceremonial areas. The architecture of Pueblo del Arroyo is similar to that of the other great houses, but it is more sprawling in terms of its layout. The linear arrangement of the buildings along the river allowed for a greater degree of expansion and growth over time. The site also features a number of plazas and courtyards that provided open spaces for community gatherings and religious ceremonies. The artifacts found at Pueblo del Arroyo provide insights into the daily life of the ancestral Pueblos, including tools, pottery, and other items made from natural materials. The site also yielded a number of petroglyphs and other forms of artwork that depict the religious beliefs and cultural practices of the time. Our next stop is Chaco, also known as the Tower House. At its peak, the population of Chaco was estimated to be around 200 residents. The site covers an area of 10 acres and consists of a large, rectangular tower structure surrounded by smaller buildings and courtyards. The tower is 5 stories tall and is connected to the other structures by a series of ladders and stairways. The architecture of Chaco Canyon is distinctive in that the emphasis is placed on the vertical rather than the horizontal. The large tower structure dominates the skyline and serves as a focal point for the entire complex. The site also features a number of small rooms and chambers that were likely used for ceremonial purposes. The artifacts found at Chaco Canyon include tools, pottery, and other items made from natural materials. The site also yielded a number of petroglyphs and other forms of artwork that depict the religious beliefs and cultural practices of the time. Finally, we come to the last of the great houses, Anegita, which means water is life in English. At its peak, the population of Anegita was estimated to be around 1,000 residents. The site covers an area of 37 acres and consists of a series of buildings laid out in a linear pattern along the banks of the Chaco River. The buildings are up to 3 stories tall and are connected by a network of ladders and stairways. There are also a number of plazas and courtyards throughout the site. The architecture of Unadilla is similar to that of the other great houses, but it is more linear in terms of its layout. The site also features a number of small rooms and chambers that were likely used for ceremonial purposes. The artifacts found at Unagita include tools, pottery, and other items made from natural materials. The site also yielded a number of petroglyphs and other forms of artwork that depict the religious beliefs and cultural practices of the time. As you can see, each of the great houses had its own unique features and characteristics. Together, they form a remarkable testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the ancestral Pueblones. The great houses were not just places of residence, but also served as important centers for trade, religion, and community life. Their impressive architecture and intricate designs continue to captivate visitors today and serve as a reminder of the rich cultural heritage of the region. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the great houses of Chaco Canyon. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more. Until next time.